Sold. My name is Diane Lang. 3 times a charm, hopefully, because this is my third attempt at doing a live video. For whatever reason, they don't seem to be working, and I wasn't even getting the camera to come through. So now I am. I guess I'll find out shortly here if this video is actually live, like, or just me talking. Anyways, I'm the owner and founder of Wisdom of the Akashics and Path to Wealth, and I wanted to just have a conversation about, are you following your calling? There's a huge amount of light workers and souls on the earth who know there's an inherent calling inside of themselves. They know that there's something that they came to do, that it's aligned with what their real purpose is, though they're not actually doing it. And that has a consequence and an outcome that can be difficult, because it takes away from our life force when we are not following our heart. And so, interestingly enough, I went to pull a card, which I haven't done for a while, and I went and I grabbed the wrong set of cards. And but then there is no such thing as that, right? Like, I just wasn't the ones that I intended. But once I pulled them and I saw that, I was like, oh, I guess there's a message in these cards for me. And it's your life purpose cards, which is so interesting, because I've been drawn to get back to doing videos, because I really got away from it for quite some time. Quite some time. I was going through some health issues, and I've returned, kind of now getting back on track. I've gone through a big move. I'm much more settled than I have been in a very, very long time. And so it's really been shouting out to me, Spirit has been shouting out to me to get back in that saddle, that teacher mentor mode that I really enjoy and I love, and it also comes through in my Akashic Records. That really is my soul's calling. And then we have a lifetime calling. And I'm going to switch out this light. It's just too bright for me. Hope you can still. Oh, sorry. See, yeah, that's better. Ooh, that's much better. And when we take the time to really go inside and go, what is that calling? Like, what is it that I resonate with? What gift do I have to bring to the world? You will find Spirit will start to present you with some really clear answers, because a lot of people really sit in the energy of, I don't know. But you know what? You do know. We all know. Our soul knows without question. It's our human mind ego that's kind of suggesting that we, don't know, or maybe there's nothing particularly special for us in this lifetime. But if you're even having the question, if it's an inkling for you, if it's something you desire to know, that's your indicator. Like, that's how you do know. Because if it wasn't important, Spirit wouldn't be tapping you on the shoulder all the time. I'm just going to ask you guys to give me a second. Okay. There, sorry. I just wanted to catch up with something. So, dang it. So a lot of people say, well, how do I know, Diane? How do I know what my calling is? And where is that information? It's inherently inside of you. And it's a lot more, it's fear that's usually keeping us from getting that answer. Because for one, once you kind of step into that role and look for that answer, you know, it creates things that can go on. You can start getting confused and getting feeling like, you know, you really couldn't be that important enough to have a calling or a special gift that the world is waiting for. But I think, you know, anyone, especially that's here to be a true light worker, knows that they have an important message for the world, and it's just really about how do I deliver that message then. And it comes down to just trusting in your heart, following what makes you excited and happy. And you know, it's like, what could you talk about all day long? And I don't mean um, kind of meaningless conversations or gossip, or that's definitely not the direction that you would be going. But what floats your boat? Like, what actually floats your boat? And when you take the time to learn that, you start to realize you do have something important to say. And if you don't think you do, it's usually a self-esteem issue, a low self-worth issue, um, uncertainty can be a part of it. But somebody that knows that they have their calling, it's uncertainty just means I don't really define it yet, but I know that I have one. And that's kind of where you would start to really pay attention and ask yourself, like, what jives for me? Like, what do I have a natural ability to do? Because sometimes when we have a natural ability, it's so natural, we don't actually call it a gift or see it as a gift. That comes up in the Akashic Records a lot. And people will say, well, that can't be a gift. That's so easy for me. Well, that's actually what your gift is. Your gift will be easy for you. It will be quite natural for you. It's the ego portion of the story that we have to move. It's the I'm worthy enough, I matter. You know, I put a post up on my Facebook today, and it was I talk in this context as I'm having a conversation, and it said ego. You think you're really special, don't you? And then it was soul. No, I know I'm pretty special. So it's not there's no level of doubt in the soul. It's only in the human experience and the ego where you will find that doubt. So if that's something that resonates for you guys, just reach out and ask me more about it. But it was interesting because when I found that deck, or when I accidentally picked up that deck when I was going for a different one, I shuffled and shuffled because I know right away I'm a psychic intuitive. I know immediately, well, then there's something in this deck for me. There's a message in this deck for me. And so I shuffled and shuffled. And then the card that I pulled was Spiritual Teacher. And I think it says, I don't have very good lighting here. You heal with your classes, sessions, and what is that? Give me a second. Seminars. Ergo, probably why I was prompted to do this video. But that's what it is. That's my gift. That's what I know that I shine in the most. That's where I feel the most comfortable, when I get out of my comfort zone. I've been teaching spiritual principles, talking about spiritual principles, taking courses in, law of attraction, Reiki, being, in the healing community for over 25 years. But I really only stepped into it as a gift and started doing it for other people and having sessions and offering things in May of 2016. So it's just been about 2.5 years now, but it's changed my life because it's important to step up to your gift. The world needs you to do that. The world needs us to do that. There's what they kind of showed to me is a lot of lost souls on the earth. And I just said that at 11:11. A lot of souls on the earth incarnated quite, if you think about it, out of all the times in history, to incarnate, and you incarnate when all of these changes are going on, and turn that down. These changes are going on, and all of these, kind of nuttiness that's going on the earth, and a lot of separation, a lot of people not really knowing, they're getting programmed not to trust people. The 1% had control for a very long time, and, we're taking back, you hear that, take back your life, stand in your power, make your country great again. That message is really so much bigger than how it's portrayed on the human level. It's really a spiritual kind of I don't like the word war, but it's like it is almost a little bit like a spiritual war, because they're asking us to step up as the warriors, and that's warriors of light. And light always, always, always brings forth light into darkness. Like, darkness cannot exist in light. It's like law, it's universal law, it's just logic. There's no such thing as light that cannot, what's the word they want me to use right now? Illuminate darkness. If I were to walk over and turn my lights out in the room now, you wouldn't see me, but the second I put any light on, I could put a night light on, and it would bring forth some light. And so it's a matter of how light, what are you here to do? How much light are you going to illuminate on the earth and in your story? And they really want us to kind of step into that place and be that light. There's that saying that says, be the change you seek in the world. That's a really powerful saying. And when we're modeling our behavior after other people, you would really want to make sure who your models are, who your mentors are. It's important for people that are in the spiritual healing, mentoring, teaching realm, that we really do step up and be the change we seek in the world, because the highest, most powerful way to lead is by example. That's just, people will gravitate to where they're the highest, where their vibration is. So if you're in a really negative place, it's universal law that you will vibrate and to other people that are negative. I don't really like the words negative or positive, but they make other people understand when you explain it that way. But you are a vibrational match. You are a vibrational signature as an energetic being and as a soul. And so when you step up and say, I want to be that change that I seek in the world, your impact, your conscious impact on your life, your story, your families, your communities, your purpose and your calling is going to be a lot more prevalent, louder, and you're meant to be here. You're here to be heard. if you feel in your heart you have a purpose, you know, everyone has a purpose. It's the only thing that's different between somebody who's in kind of involved in their purpose or living their purpose is their awareness of it, their commitment to it, versus it's like that person has one, that person doesn't have one. That's not correct. Everybody came here with an intention to do some little piece of, you know, have a piece of experience that they bring to the world. And so it's important. It's important for you to step up and go, what is that calling, and how am I bringing it to the world? Because I assure you, and I'm an advanced Akashic record consultant, that if it's niggling at you, it's like a, you know, an itch that you just won't go away, and it won't go away because you're not stepping into it. And so it can show up as a lot of dysfunction. It can show up as anger. It can show up as, you know, low self-esteem, disappointment. And a lot of times really what it is, it's we're so out of alignment at a soul level, you know, in the human experience, that it doesn't feel good to be human, if that makes sense, the way I said that. But what I was saying earlier is that, you know, I went to get a set of cards tonight to ask a certain question because I'm a reader, I'm a psychic intuitive, and then I got back to my table and I had this set of cards instead, and it's life purpose. And I thought, oh, how interesting, because today I've been really prompted to get back on and do videos and, you know, start teaching and mentoring and coaching again, because I took pretty much all of 2018 off. And it was because I was burnt out and I had some health issues that I had to get in order. But I shuffled and shuffled and shuffled the cards, and there's a ton of, you know, I don't know, 50 some cards in this deck or something, and then the one that I get is spiritual teacher. And I just think that's so interesting. And like I said before, it says you heal with your classes, sessions, and seminars, but really what it is you heal with your message. And your message just comes out in a class, a session, or a seminar. But you heal with your message. So if you have a question that you wanted to ask me or anything, please put it up in the chat. And I can even pull a card for you. I don't know why I'm not seeing chat. It's kind of disappointing. So because I'm not seeing any chat or getting any questions, I'm probably not going to stay on much longer for today. Live chat messages. So thank you. I haven't done any live videos for quite some time, other than I do some on my Facebook page. You can actually follow me on Facebook and come for a daily dose of soul food for the soulful. I focus on freedom through entrepreneurship, but they're really life principles that are, doesn't matter if they're life, your business, your health, your relationships, they all can be applied to any part of our life. I just really like working with entrepreneurs and helping people step into their purpose and their passion in their businesses. And I also align with personal development programs and courses and stuff, because I think they're so important. And I just dropped cards. So anyways, thank you for coming to the videos. I'm gonna have to figure out why I don't have any chat that's working, but like I said, I haven't done these videos for a long time. So God bless and good night, you guys. Now how do I turn it off? Yes,